Shit.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, step right up and watch us make this money disappear. Welcome to another episode of Football Clowns Anonymous. This is a podcast run by and for NFL football fans, and we have this project here. Football Clowns Anonymous is designed to create a fan community for those who enjoy often questionable takes, analysis, and predictions surrounding all things related to the NFL. We're coming to you on YouTube and Spotify today. Hope you'll drop us a review. You can also email us at footballclownsanonymous@gmail.com. And by us, of course, I mean myself, Ren Smith, and my co-host joining us from Buffalo, New York, not snowy yet, Kurtis Pinkney.
Yeah, it's actually, the weather's actually quite nice this time of the year. It's all week. It's highs in the mid 70s, lows in the 50s to start the day. You know, just a nice little chill to, cuddle up next to your special someone. You know what I'm saying? To start the day.
I absolutely
go
love
hang out
fall.
outside in the afternoon.
I love fall. I mean, there's so many reasons to love fall, and I think the one of the primary reasons that I've always loved fall since I was a kid is football. Football is back, sir. We've had a whole week one of NFL action. How was your week one? Fantasy.
Week one was glorious.
All that stuff.
Fantasy.
Well, maybe I shouldn't loop in fantasy.
Mixed bag. Mixed bag.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess some adjustments that I need to make there, but football. Great week one. Eagles
Incredible.
W. Bills W. Bills W. Capital W. That was a Super Bowl W. Super Bowl worthy W.
I expect that we'll get to this, but how is any game this year going to top the Sunday Night Football game, the Bills and Ravens? How is any game? I can't vision. I can't picture it.
No,
which I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm so happy to be back to football. Also makes me a little sad knowing that there is not going to be another game like that all season.
No, yeah, the script writers, they blew their load early. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all downhill from here. And to be a Bills fan and have left that stadium in the fourth quarter.
What are you thinking? Do you not know who your quarterback? Do you not know who your quarterback is?
Yeah,
Dude's the GOAT.
Those folks were in strong contention for Clown of the Week, but we'll give them a pass. I understand.
Come on, man.
I understand.
Oh, they're all going home. They got to get up at 5:30 in the morning to do whatever they do for work.
Yeah, I guess.
That's crazy. You got it. You spent all the money on the tickets. Come on, you got to let that.
Yeah,
you got to let
100%.
that ride.
And those were $250 tickets. I guarantee it.
Bro, that's crazy. You should have. Hey, how does it feel though that was 20 miles away from you or something like that?
I know.
Come on, man.
I know.
Shoulda,
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, right?
You only live once. Yeah, well, not to be outdone. Well, actually, there's no game better than that. However, not to be outdone, the Minnesota Vikings decided to stage a comeback of their own, so that was pretty exciting as well. I have no idea what to expect from the 2025 Vikings now at this point. I kind of just expected us to just be kind of and now J.J. McCarthy looks the part, and I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, the answer is glory, sir. That is what we're expecting, is glory.
We can expect glory, but we shouldn't be surprised if we don't get it. It is the Vikings after all. But, it was a good week, not just as a fan. I actually was able – I didn't get a chance to record on this because it happened afterwards, but that Ravens and Bills line was moving all over the place, and so I was able to lock up the Ravens in a plus 7.5 teaser. And I paired them with the Bears up to 7.5 and the Broncos down to 2.5, and those all hit for me. So that was really nice. And I hit on the Browns plus 7.5 with the 50% boost. So that was a fun one to never really be worried about. But we'll get to that
game. Crazy.
Oh yeah, and I got a shout out to. We'll get to that game, but I got a shout out to Kurtis also for letting me know that the DraftKings was doing happy hour promos. For the Thursday and Friday games, and both of those cashed in.
Thank God for those promos.
Made a smooth $35 myself on those, so that was pretty clutch.
Yeah, I took advantage of 3 promos, and they are the reason that I broke even this week. My parlays did not work. Period. It was a rough week for the Oracle.
Stick with
crystal
it.
ball.
Stick with it.
Yeah, when the crystal ball hasn't been used for so long, sometimes it takes a little bit to warm up. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So
You got it out of the closet, dusted it off a little bit. You can't expect glory out of it right away.
That's right. But this week I got something cooked up nice. I think is going to pan out quite nicely. I think you'll enjoy it, Ren. I really do.
I can't wait. I can't wait to have my face in my palm very quickly, but I absolutely love it. So anyway, with that in mind, today we're going to recap last week. We can't go through every game, unfortunately, but we'll do some highlights, and then we're going to go through our picks for a very exciting week 2 that we expect to happen here. So last week, the Football Clowns Anonymous Oracle Scholar team bets, if you will, went 3-2. So that was a pretty solid start to the season. Unfortunately, we whiffed on the Eagles -7. Maybe Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott had a little bit to do with that.
Terrible.
And then the Giants +6 was also a huge whiff. But we did nail the Chargers +3, the Raiders +3. Both of those teams won outright. And then Cardinals -6.5, really skirted by on that one. But hey, a win's a win, so we don't complain.
I forgot about the spitting thing. That also should be. For you? Yeah, bro, the weekend, crazy day of football. But that definitely should. Now that you mention it, that's an honorary clown of the week. I'm getting ahead of myself again, but that like how? Come on, dog. We'll get to it. We'll figure it out.
There's too many clowns of the week. There's too many clowns of the week.
Too many.
We need a whole circus at this point. That's crazy. And as we mentioned last week too, we've been running a Football Clowns Anonymous Pick'em League, ESPN Confidence Pick'em thing. I'd like to congratulate Mr. Garrett Lane, or as the Oracle likes to call him, Gavin, for sneaking in a Week 1 W from us. So we're giving some money to the person who wins the most weeks, also to keep everybody involved. The Oracle and the Scholar had a hot start with the Chargers victory. However, it did not go well for us. It went very fast downhill from there. So, congrats to Garrett, and hopefully we're coming to get you next time.
You know what I just noticed? There's one guy in there who didn't even pick all of the games and has more points than both of us.
Seriously?
Golf Dad 25 is 11-4. Shout 119 points.
Shout out to my boy Al Brennan. That's
terrible.
That's terrible. We should be better than that.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. On the bright side, I did find out who I was mentioning. I don't know who the user Cheddar King is. I found out who that is. I was thinking it was somebody who's our age who was saying cheddar is like money, basically. But instead, it's actually my stepfather-in-law, Dave Swanson, who is a cheesehead. So, and I never put 2 and 2 together on that. So, he's involved. He's involved in the league as well. Not a super hot start for him, but I think I'm last after him. So it's you never know. It's anybody's game still. Week 1. It's early.
Damn. Oh, I see. Yeah, I was just looking at his lineup, how he went 12-4, and still was he was pretty high on those Dolphins. Pretty high on those Patriots.
I was pretty high on the Dolphins. That was my 11.
Yeah. We will definitely be getting to them. Don't you worry.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We absolutely will. So, I think that's good. But yeah, like I said, we don't have time to recap every game. But what'd you see? What are your main takeaways?
Bills Ravens was an instant classic. Let's just cut straight to the chase. That was, I mean, we talked about it earlier as probably game of the year, and I don't see any way that game will be topped. Period. You know,
no
Lamar
way.
Jackson,
No way.
Lamar and King Henry doing whatever they wanted. Like I think Derrick Henry was averaging like 10 yards a carry or something crazy like that.
That's wild.
Like that's fucking nuts, bro. Like,
yeah.
Let's first take a moment of silence for the beauty that has been bestowed upon us. A Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry on the same team for multiple years in a row. Moment of silence for the script writers hooking us up with that. Just beautiful.
Absolutely.
Just beautiful.
Well said, sir. Beautifully said as well.
And they fucked it up again. Yo, the Ravens fucked it up again, bro.
How do they do this?
How do they keep doing this?
The
how does this
game.
keep happening to them?
This was a revenge game. This is not only your playoff revenge game. This is the MVP revenge game for Lamar Jackson. Oh, they were up 15 points. 15 points.
Bro, the meme of the scoreboards of the Ravens at some ridiculous time in the fourth quarter up by multiple scores, and then the final score where they lose the game. There's too many games for me to recall, Doug. Like, it's happened so many times, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand how they can continue to do this, just being the machine that they are. Just the whole team just going bananas for 3.5 quarters, and then it's just, you know what? We got to keep it interesting this season. Here's the 1 seed. We'll take the 2, just to keep it interesting.
Let's have a quick.
What's going on, dog?
Let's have a quick flashback to their first game last year, where they played in Kansas City for the banner raising for the Chiefs, and the Isaiah Likely, if his shoe was 2 sizes smaller, they would have had a touchdown and could go for 2.
Yeah.
Like how crazy. Is so that, and then leading up to this, basically the season openers. But yeah, basically just here you go. Here's the game. You know, it's like, how do you not? Derrick Henry fumbling. I know they were doing whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
That was the worst timing for a Derrick Henry fumble.
Not great.
Yeah, improbable comeback. Reminds me of when the Vikings were at the Bills too, and like Josh Allen just had to sneak out of his own end zone and he fumbles the snap. Basically, it's like, oh man, absolutely wild. Yeah, and there were a lot of really entertaining games. The Jets and Steelers actually was a pretty surprising, interesting game. The point total is like 38 or 39, and both teams almost hit that by themselves. You know, who expected a lot of offense in this game? Justin Fields looked good. Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns. Welcome back, Aaron Rodgers. Still hate him, but welcome back.
I was just gonna ask, how are you feeling about Aaron Rodgers maybe being nice?
I will always be disgusted by Aaron Rodgers being good at football until the day I die. But that is old habits die hard, and that's 2+ decades of being a diehard Vikings fan. That's hard to undo that. But you know, to your point in earlier discussions, the NFL probably does benefit in some capacity from Rodgers being good. You know, and I felt that too. You know, there was a year where the Anthony Barr knocked Rodgers out for the season, basically, and it was like you never actually want anybody to get hurt. No. And you could see that the game suffers as a result. Like, you know, fewer of that star power sort of available. Then they made a bunch of soft rules to protect quarterbacks, and that's a whole other story. But
you know what it makes me excited for? If Aaron Rodgers is nice, that's 2 Steelers-Bengals games. That's 2 Steelers-Ravens games.
Yep.
With a potentially feisty Steelers team. Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Those AFC North games. So, first of all, the Ravens and Bengals are worth canceling all plans for. We've said this before in previous years.
Correct.
But if the Steelers get added into that mix, honestly, I know, you know, week 1 is an early indication of that with the Bengals and the Browns. But the early indication is still that the AFC North is going to continue to be just any game. Just tune in. It's going to be interesting. So having Aaron Rodgers be competent and be surrounded by a good supporting cast. We'll see. I'm still not completely sold, to be fair. It was the Jets.
I'm not either, but early returns look promising.
If Justin Fields can put up 30-plus points against that defense with TJ Watt in there, you have to start to wonder, though, even if Aaron Rodgers is good, are they going to be able to stay in some of these games?
Yeah, TBD, I think. I don't have any good rebuttal for you on that, but that is a fair comment. I would maybe give them the week 1 grace, and if I think we could maybe see a rebound coming against the Seahawks. But very fair point. NFC North is also going to be very interesting. Caleb Williams looked good. I know they lost, but Caleb Williams looked decent. The Vikings look good. The Lions will be okay.
The Lions will
Packers,
be fine.
The defense, yikes.
The Packers defense with Micah Parsons looks like they're for real. I mean, it's at this point it's kind of their division to lose, especially after beating the brakes off the Lions in week 1.
I'm feeling very good about my Packers division win pick.
If we had made that after Micah Parsons went, I probably would have taken the Packers too. It was close for me, but now with that energy that it gets injected in week 1, and I mean, like Josh Jacobs on that team is also just an absolute workhorse, and Jordan Love, say what you will, he doesn't have to do a ton, and if he does, like he's got, like he
figures it out.
I've been caught thinking of him like a poor man's Josh Allen a few times, and but he doesn't have to be amazing. He just has to do enough, and so that team could be pretty scary. Not excited about playing them twice. I was feeling that before the first game, but yeah, we'll have to see. But I agree, it's going to be a pretty interesting division at this point to follow, and maybe you want to tune into all of those games, just like the AFC North games.
I think you might have to. Last thought that I had from this week that we could maybe touch on: Chiefs might be in trouble.
Who could have foreseen that? Only us, like 3 weeks ago. But yes, I agree.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Yeah, and Justin Herbert might be let off the leash, which is kind of exciting, kind of scary I think should probably be a little scary for the opponents in the division. Chiefs get the Eagles. That's an L. I hate to break it to y'all, but that's definitely an L for the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. Then they got the Giants, and oh man, I can already feel an Oracle parlay coming up with the Giants and the Chiefs.
Oh my! The Chiefs are, even if they're 0-2, they're going to be laying a big number in that game, I think.
I mean, I have them at 1-3 because week 4 is the Ravens, and we know how that's going to go. Starting 1-3 is not great.
Wow,
that's not a recipe for a playoff appearance.
That's a tough 4. That's a tough 4 to open.
Yeah.
Wow.
Xavier Worthy, I'm not sure what's going on with him. Travis Kelce doing, he's being old. Their run game leaves something to be desired. Mahomes can only overcome so much. Like, I know he did it last year. And, he's got Hollywood Brown. He's got Juju. I don't know, man. Like, just how much can he shoulder? How much can he uplift a team? Can he survive this four game gauntlet? Can he get a 2-2?
Personally, I don't think so. But I'm having flashbacks. Your comment is giving me flashbacks to that Super Bowl against the Bucs, where he was the best player on that team and did everything in his power, and it wasn't enough. Receivers are getting hit in the face by the football at the goal line, like and dropping it. Like at a certain point, he can't do everything. So I mean, he's the GOAT. But Tom Brady's the GOAT, but like he's the mini GOAT. But he can't do everything, and I think we were correct, at least we don't know if we're correct yet, but we were kind of predicting that there's some mini regression coming for the Chiefs this year, and I don't see any reason, especially with the injuries and the opening look in week 1. That's going to be a tough one. And you're absolutely right; they are going to lose that game, which maybe is a good transition. Well, actually, no, we're not moving to our next prediction segment. It's time for the best segment of the week, of course. This is where we nominate our clown of the week. Football Clowns Anonymous is got to make sure that we are letting everybody know who the clowns are. So, I have a feeling that you're really excited about yours, and I'm a little excited about mine. But if you don't mind, I'm going to go first.
Well, please.
All right. For my clown of the week, I want to tell you about a quarterback that was drafted by not a great team with high expectations, and this guy was going to be so good, and he just wasn't. There was a decent supporting cast around him. He just was never any good. He won a phony playoff game. They signed him to a big contract, and eventually we found out he's just dog shit. He gets cut by that team, and he goes to a new team, the Indianapolis Colts. The Miami Dolphins made this dude, Daniel Jones, look like a Hall of Fame quarterback in week 1. We can sit and debate, are the Colts that good? Are the Dolphins that bad? You know what? After 1 week, I don't care. You have got to put up a better performance than that against a guy who looked like absolute ass for the first several years, or for the first, however many years, 4 or 5 years of his NFL career. Daniel Jones has never been good at football, and you were putting up an absolute donut on the scoreboard into like the fourth quarter, basically. Absolutely unacceptable. There's no reason with that talent on that team that you should be like yielding to Daniel fucking Jones like that. A man we have referred to as Hot Dog Jones canonically on this show. So my clown of the week is definitely the Miami Dolphins for showing no signs of life against a previously thought of as incompetent quarterback. Kurtis. You're muted, Kurtis. Kurtis, you're muted.
Damn, I said I'm gonna need you to put a little bit of goddamn respect on Goat Jones's name.
We don't.
Wait, what? Hold on. The proof is in what he did to disrespect the Miami Dolphins.
One game.
I'm sure you've seen the stat floating around that quarterback leading his team to 100% success rate, scoring on all the offensive drives. It hasn't been done in the modern football era since records have been kept on such things.
I have seen that. However, I would counter by saying that
led by
one week,
other?
1 week
by none other than Goat Jones, sir.
There's nothing the GOAT about Daniel Jones. You're changing your tune, man. You liked my Indianapolis Colts fewest wins bet until you saw him in week 1. 1 week, beat the Broncos.
You better put some respect on his name.
Beat the Broncos, and I will. That you can put me down for that. Write it down. Beat the Broncos, and I will.
We've got it on. We've got it on camera.
That's why. That's why we do this. That's why we do this.
Just like we have you on camera talking about Browns over 8 wins. Clown of the week is going to the Bengals. Y'all are officially on notice. I was going to go in a different direction. I was gonna talk about Giants fans. I really was. I was like, I had this whole thing about y'all let Daniel Jones go. You thought he was the problem, but really it was you the whole time. You didn't need to look in the mirror. But I'm going to let y'all live, because what the Bengals did on Sunday against that Cleveland Browns football team is completely unacceptable. They had 113 yards of offense, period, through 4 quarters of football. You have Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, a promising running back in Chase Brown, and you put up 13 yards of total offense. 6 of those yards came in the second half.
Humiliating. Unacceptable.
Absolutely unacceptable. Like, that is not... yes, you got the win. We know that the Bengals start slow. Y'all have dedicated a absurd amount of cap space to that offense, and you put up 113 yards. Come on, dog. Like, we can't, like, every year, bro. Like, you got the win. So you're still clown of the week because you can't do that. You made that shit way too scary, dog. Like, you shouldn't have won that game.
They needed a kicker.
Take this away.
They needed a kicker.
The disgust is taking me.
They needed a rookie kicker to miss an extra point and a field goal to win that game.
Crazy.
There was that sequence in the second half where Joe Burrow got sacked 3 plays in a row, 2 of them by Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
And like
two and a half of them. Yeah. Because he was in on the last one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, yeah. I think what's interesting is that you and I have talked so much shit about the Browns in each direction, where I was saying the over 5.5, and you continue to quote that I have 8 wins for them. I have 6 wins for them, regardless. But I think it's hilarious that you had the Bengals just beating the shit out of the Browns, and I had the Browns winning in a close game. And that is the only outcome where both of us complete crickets to the other one. One of us should have been owed a supreme shit-talking opportunity, and neither one of us got it. And I would just like to pour one out for the loss of trash talk on that one. Very.
You know what, I 100% agree. And guess whose fucking fault it is? The shitty Cincinnati Bengals, even though they got the goddamn win.
Clown of the week. It's a good
clown of the week.
Have we ever given clown of the week to a team that won?
I don't think so.
I
But
don't
it
think
feels
so
fitting
either.
that
But
it's the Bengals.
I know we need to track. We need to track this. I don't know who all of our clowns are, but anyway, that's man,
It's
good,
actually a great point.
good, good stuff, sir. Good stuff. We could track the number of times that the Dallas Cowboys win it because it's more than a few. I believe that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hmm. All right, let's move on to week 2. What should be an exciting week 2. Of course, we had a very exciting week 1, so it'll be hard to follow that up. But as I mentioned last week, what we do for these is Kurtis and I do not consult each other. We do not consult the Vegas lines. We just make our picks for the game, final score, and then basically see where we agree and don't agree with each other, how far we are from Vegas, that sort of thing. And we auto bet every time we're at least 2 points. We're both on the same side of the Vegas line by at least 2 points. That was an auto bet. Like I said, last week we went 3-2 when we did that. I'm surprised we didn't have more plays, to be honest, but we'll see. Maybe we do in week 2. So
Yep.
let's start off with I'll take week 1 here, or sorry, not week 1, week 2, game 1, Thursday Night Football. The Washington Commanders are traveling to scenic Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are favored by 3.5 points at home, and the over/under is a relatively high, 48.5. And we both have the Packers winning. I have 24-16.
Yeah.
Kurtis has 27-17. It's pretty much the same thing. So this will be a bet on the Packers. 3.5 is probably a bad number to be laying, but nonetheless, I think we like what we saw from the Packers last week against the Detroit Lions, and I think both of us are relatively low on the Commanders last year, and maybe also thinking that the Giants might just be that shitty.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's definitely a bet on that Packers defense. I mean, it feels like that defense might be having themselves. They're gearing up to have a nice season, and I don't know. I don't know if Jaden Daniels. He's obviously a very promising young quarterback, but a tough defense is a tough defense, and I generally lean when I am kind of waffling between teams. I kind of generally lean to the team that I think has the superior defense, and Jordan Love in the offense is going to do. I think they'll have a better time against that Washington defense. Put up a few more points. I think that's the skinny of it. What's fun is this is actually maybe a playoff preview, a little wild card versus the 4th seed or something like that.
Could very well be. Although if Packers are in the North, I don't know if they're going to be the number 4 seed. That could be the NFC West maybe, I hear your point though. And I don't like I said, I don't like laying 3.5 points, but I think with where the Packers are at after week 1 and where the Commanders, where we expect them to kind of be by the end of this year, I think that feels good. Packers by a touchdown feels relatively good to me.
Feels okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So next we've got the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Rams favored by 5.5, over under of 41.5.
Wow. All right. Hey,
okay,
we're allowed to pick upsets, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's true.
You read it off.
Ren has the Titans winning 23-20. I've got the Rams winning 24-10. Ren, please explain yourself.
Yes, I would be happy to. I think that the spot that the Titans found themselves in week 1 with a road game in Denver was a tough spot. I think I saw a few flashes from Cam Ward in that game, and the Rams only put up 14 points at home against the Houston Texans, which makes me a little bit nervous. I don't think the Titans want to start 0-2, and I think that the Titans will be able to put something together here, and this is it'll be a little bit of a surprise, but it's one of those things I don't know that we necessarily expect this. We shouldn't maybe expect this. We should probably expect what you have. But it's just one of those things where we may be surprised by Cam Ward in this game. Playing his first home game, Titans fans will be out, and I don't know about this Rams team after seeing a relatively lackluster win in week 1. So again, It's an upset. I don't necessarily feel great about it, but we got to pick upsets every now and then.
Sir, that lackluster win held a Houston Texans offense to 9 points. And you're telling me that a rookie Cam Ward is going to perform better than the Houston Texans against that Rams defense? First of all, you're crazy as hell. Second of all, Matt Stafford, Devontae Adams, and Puka Nacua? Kyron Williams? Like, what are you talking about right now, dog?
Bo Nix, and maybe this is Bo Nix. Maybe this is Bo Nix coming out of the gate kind of weak. He turned the ball over 3 times in that game. You technically have to give those to the Tennessee Titans defense.
I know you did not just sit here and try and say that Bo Nix and Matt Stafford are going to have the same day against these Tennessee Titans. You know what, Ren? I am shocked and appalled at what I'm seeing right now, and I don't understand it. I don't understand you.
That's why we do this. That's why we do this. That's why we do this, big dog. That's why we do this.
Okay.
We are going to get to some. We are going to get to
what we glossed over with the pick'em. I think this is a wonderful opportunity to bring this shit back up because this is a beautiful example of how we found ourselves in this situation. What we glossed over in the pick'em is, we were looking at our correct pick percentage, if you will, between the two of us, just to see what was going on. One of us is at 75%. One was at 52%. You only picked half of the games correct. Based on the conversation we're having here today and the picks that we have in for this Rams and Titans game, I'm sure you could probably pretty easily surmise who of the co-hosts was associated with which correct pick percentage, because one of the co-hosts on this show says a lot of wild, crazy shit, and the other one is semi-logical. You know what I'm saying?
Let me stop you on the stats here just for a second. ESPN keeps some percentage thing. I don't really know what that is. Maybe it's points percentage or something like that. But I just would like to point out that both of us were 11-5 last week on our picks, straight up. Confidence picks. I shit the bed. There's no question about that. But both of us were 11-5 last week on our picks. I had the Jets winning. I had the Browns winning. Sue me. Go back and look at the final score. Fucking sue me on both of those picks. Just saying. Now, this may be one of those games where the Rams eke out a win by a field goal, but it's going to be closer than this, and the Titans don't
win by a field goal. Oh my God! Hey, bro, go to the next game, bro. You're lucky I'm not in Colorado. I'll drop kick you in your chest, bro.
Absolutely. We'll find some agreements. Hey, this is why we do this, and this is what's fun about this because. Not any more than you wanted to drop kick me in the chest for taking the Browns over 5.5 wins. Come on, dude. Joe Flacco might be the GOAT. Joe Flacco's the reason I mailed you the goofy hat, but he might be the GOAT. So maybe I'm the goofy one.
He might be the GOAT.
Jacksonville Jaguars are traveling to Cincinnati, who we've talked about extensively already in this week. The Bengals are favored by 3.5 points at home, and the over-under is 49.5. And Kurtis has the Cincinnati Bengals winning by a score of 30-24, despite all the shit he just talked about how the Bengals had an unacceptable performance in Week 1, doesn't have the balls to pick against them in Week 2. Me, on the other hand, I have the Jags winning 23-21. I think this is a very close game. I like what I saw from the Jags in Week 1. I don't like the way the Bengals are starting the season. Maybe the Bengals bounce back, but boy, I don't know what
I'm not ready to bet on the Jags. I don't have it in me.
Are you ready to bet on
Trevor Lawrence?
Hang on. Are you ready to bet on the Bengals after what you saw in Week 1? You just talked about how they're on notice. You gave them Clown of the Week. It's a default pick against them in Week 2. Oh my gosh. Now it's my turn. I would also argue that how many times did we give the Bengals Clown of the Week last year? And they produced a Triple Crown winner and a candidate for MVP with like 5,000 yards passing. I'm betting on that pretty much most weeks. They did win.
Regardless of how dog shit they look, inexcusably the week before.
All right.
Trevor Lawrence and company's ceiling is not that high. Let's be very clear about that.
You got a short-term memory. They got a two-way player in Travis Hunter now, who was just he was okay. He was okay in week one.
Stop it. I know you're not trying to say that because they acquired Travis Hunter that they are now equivalent in ceiling to the Cincinnati Bengals.
I think that actually hurt them in the long term. What they had to spend to move up to pick 2. To be totally honest with you.
Yeah, there is definitely an interesting debate to be had there for sure.
No disrespect to Travis Hunter's raw talent, it is off the charts. But I can't imagine having to make that decision. But yeah, it's gonna be a challenge. Well. All right. Are we back? You're muted.
Yes.
Are we back?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, you told me I was having some internet problems. I don't know what's going on. My computer insists that it's connected well, so I'll be calling up Xfinity.
I don't know.
No, I'll be calling up Xfinity. It told me that I was reconnecting, so it's probably on my end. But regardless, that's a good segue out of that game, or we'll spend another 3 hours talking about it. So this one's yours, big dog.
Cleveland, Baltimore. Baltimore favored by 11.5. That line is actually moved to 12.5. Over under of 45.5. I have the Ravens winning 24-14. Ren, you have them winning 20-13. That 11.5 and now 12.5 line is unacceptable. It's an easy smash for the Browns to cover that. Well, spoiler alert, it's in the Oracle parlay. But, yeah, I mean, with what the Browns defense was just able to do with the Bengals, we were just talking about how all AFC North games are close for some inexplicable reason. I can't understand how, despite what these teams look like, whenever they meet up, they always produce just phenomenal football games. This will almost certainly be another one of those instances. It'll be a good game.
Look at you backing the Browns. I'm so happy to hear that. Finally, after just a couple weeks now, we've turned the corner on Kurtis and the Browns. Incredible.
I said that they could cover a 12.5 point spread. I didn't say it was going to be my. They still lose it by 10.
That's a gateway drug.
Still lose it by 10.
Drug,
man.
Man.
You're crazy, bro. Like it's like a double-digit spread for me to want to come onto the bandwagon.
I will not be.
So
yeah. The Browns are going to lose this game, but 11.5 points is way too much. I'm not even going to just say for the AFC North. For any division game whatsoever, if there's a point spread of more than 10 points, we got to play it back the other way. These teams know each other. They hate each other. Yeah. And especially in the North, like there's these very sort of passionate fans about these games, no matter how well the teams have been playing. You know, this already feels like it could be the Browns' Super Bowl in a way. So
100%.
Yeah, they're going to show up. They're going to show up for this game.
Oh my goodness, that would be crazy. A Ravens 0-2 on a heartbreak in Buffalo, and then the second coming to the Cleveland Browns would be. Honestly, it would be kind of infuriating if you think about it. Like it's not like this is not how this is supposed to look, bro. Like just somebody let the Ravens be great. Script writers, let the Ravens be great.
They did start last year.
That one, bro.
They did start last year 0-2, and they still, I think, had the 3 or 4 seed in the AFC playoffs. So,
but it just like they should be a 1 seed, probably most years, especially when you have King Henry. Oh my God! And if Zay Flowers keeps playing like he was playing last night or on Sunday night, bro, come on, dog, and let Isaiah Likely come back and be a dog. Come on, bro. Like it just, it's not right when they lose. It just doesn't feel right. Doesn't sit well with me, but we should move on. We should move on. I'll be here all day.
I get it. I should have let you introduce this game, but I'm going to do it anyways. The Buffalo Bills are traveling to New York. Or actually, they're staying in New York, but they're traveling to the other side of New York to play the New York Jets in New York City. The the Bills are favored by 7 points on the road, and the over/under is 46.5. And we both have the Bills winning. I have this to be a pretty considerably close game. I will be honest with you. I debated taking the Jets. I've got a 24-23 win by the Bills. Kurtis is a 31-20 win by the Bills. The Bills are the better team. It's not even close. How do you follow up on a game like we just watched on Sunday Night Football against the Baltimore Ravens? You got to think that that's going to take some of the wind, not some of the wind out of your sails, but that how can you match that energy again? And the Jets and Justin Fields, say what you will, they just put up 30 points. Like, the Ravens just put up 40 points against this Bills defense. This could be a close game. I would take the Jets on the spread. I know your pick will block that, and that's fine. But I think this could be a pretty close game that the Bills will win.
It's weird, all of the upsets that you want to pick this week. I don't know how I feel about this.
I didn't
we're
pick an
on
upset.
Very opposite sides. I know you didn't, but you wanted to, and that feels like an Oracle type move, and I don't like it. I don't like you being real reckless with your picks. It feels weird.
Are we switching?
Are
we doing the Freaky Friday thing where we've exchanged
a little
spaces
Freaky Friday work is happening today, and I don't know how I feel about it.
It's the NFL. Expect the unexpected.
First of all, you asked like how it could be that the Bills are gonna not wipe the floor, or how are they gonna overcome the emotional blah 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 of the Ravens game, bro? They got Josh Allen. Period.
Do they win every game this year?
Oh my god! I guess the Jets, friend. Come on, man.
Hey,
Come on, man.
Let me say this. I know it's only week 2, but there seems to be 1 or 2 games every season that the Bills just do not show up for. They just don't show up, and it does not make any sense why they don't show up. And I know I shouldn't be predicting that to happen in week 2 because it's a little bit early in the year. And I'm thinking off the emotional win against the Ravens. Like, you got to be looking past the Jets. I don't know who they have in week 3, but you got to be looking past the Jets in this game.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be because it's a division game. That's my whole point.
I would say that probably will not be the case because of what Justin Fields just put on film this past week. I think the Jets have more or less put the league on notice that, shit ain't sweet over there no more. Like, it's a new day in MetLife. So I would probably push back there, but yeah, we will see. I think it will be probably a pretty entertaining game, but nah, Bills definitely got that comfortably. New England, Miami favored by 1.5. I believe this has moved to a half a point actually. Over under 40, over under 43.5. I took the Dolphins to do this. I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it, but there's just too much talent on that offense to pick against them. 27-21. Ren, you got the Patriots 23-20. I'm not mad at it.
You're not going to say anything. Unlike you, I name a clown of the week and then I bury them the next week. Like, come on, dude. Mean it. The Dolphins just got their ass kicked by Daniel fucking Jones. You can't respect them in any capacity until further notice. Period. That is all I'm going to say about this game.
Alrighty, let's move on to the next game.
This is why I love this. This is why I love this. Just to be clear, if we sat and like massaged our picks against each other, this would be way less entertaining. I love this. So
yeah, yeah.
I know you feel sick. I know you feel sick about your pick right now.
If Miami drops this game, can you just taking a step back for a sec, like the whole dynamic with the goofy ass head coach and Mike McDaniels, you got the domestic violence stuff with Tyreek Hill continuing to pop up. You know, you've got this explosive offense that's supposed to be, you know, the product of one of the McVay disciples, and it just is all falling apart. Like, Tyreek Hill is blowing up week 1 already. Vibes in Miami and all offseason vibes have been dog shit. Not great, bro. Like, this, if they drop this game, woo, not great.
Tailspin. I will be mentioning this. Spoiler alert, I will be mentioning this game again before the end of this episode. Next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers traveling to New Orleans to the Big Easy to face off against the Saints. The Saints are getting 4.5 points as an underdog in this game, and the over-under is 42.5. And Kurtis has the wild audacity. Now we're talking about who's picking upsets right now. And you're all like, oh, I can't believe you're taking so many upsets. Here goes Kurtis Pinkney taking the New Orleans Saints to beat the San Francisco 49ers. A team with, okay, well, maybe there's injuries that are baked into this, and that's possibly has something to do with it. But anyway, I'll spell it out. Kurtis has the Saints winning 24-17. I have the San Francisco 49ers correctly winning by a score of 31-13. Explain yourself. This is this Spencer Rattler. Explain yourself.
This line is actually moved to 3 now that the Brock Purdy is going to miss a few weeks. News dropped. I'm disgusted I didn't take advantage of it when it was at 4.5 like it is today. I was looking at it last night too, and I was like, you know what, I should probably bet this, but it's late. Let me sleep on it, think about it for a sec, and then the news dropped today. Brock Purdy is out. George Kittle is out. Juwan Jennings is nursing something, shoulder. They've got Ricky Pearsall at receiver. They've got Christian McCaffrey at running back, and they have Mac Jones at quarterback. And the defense is okay. Like, if there was ever a more beautiful shitstorm for an upset that I could cook up, like all of the injuries that the Niners incur, which it doesn't make any sense how they manage year in and year out to pile up this many injuries this rapidly. It makes zero sense. At some point, like, the dam's got to break. Like, you can't overcome all this. This is the game, bro. This is the game. And this is not a knock, or this is not a endorsement of the Saints. Period. It's just a this feels right. You know, they just cut their kicker because that guy can't make a fucking field goal. Had to bring in dude off the street. Like, vibes not great in San Francisco right now.
I'll be honest with you, I don't hate it, and I made my pick prior to the news being sort of final. I just figured it's one of those things where, he's questionable. He'll be fine. He'll play. Yeah. I absolutely get it. Here's a question for you, and I know you know the answer to this. Who's the better quarterback, Kyler Murray or Mac Jones?
Depends on the day. But generally, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray's the answer to that.
Kyler
Murray's the answer to that question, and the Saints almost beat Kyler Murray in that same building. So, with that in mind,
he was dealing with the flu or a little stomach bug or whatever he was doing or whatever he said before the game. He popped up as questionable.
Stayed up late playing video games in the hotel room. That's
goofy.
You never know. And they won the game by a touchdown. Mac Jones is probably not going to do that. I think they have Juwan Jennings as being questionable too. I don't know. It is actually wild to me how many injuries they sustain. Like you said,
doesn't make any sense, bro.
This always happens with them. So we'll see. Yeah. I don't hate it. I can't accept it because I believe I'm probably going to pick against the Saints. As long as Spencer Rattler's the quarterback, I'm going to pick against the Saints in every week. But I don't hate it in this particular instance. If Brock Purdy was playing, though, my score's way closer.
I hear you.
Moving on. Oh, yep. Wait. No, this is yours, actually. Sorry.
Yes, it is. Yep. Giants heading to Dallas, taking on the Cowboys. Cowboys favored by 5.5. Over under 44.5. We both have the Cowboys winning. I've got them 24-20. Ren 24-17. This feels pretty clear to me. Like, the Giants were not impressive. The Cowboys, I think, played better than their loss suggests.
I agree with that.
Russell Wilson is still Russell Wilson. Like, the Giants were about to be my clown of the week for thinking that Daniel Jones was a problem. Clearly, that is not the case. Like, they thought, oh, we'll just switch out the quarterback, and everything will be cool. And, the defense was supposed to be kind of promising because of that front seven, but not really, I guess. I don't know. It's week one, but, vibes not great with the Giants. I think the Cowboys will probably have a fairly promising season. Like, the only thing that separated them from a loss and a win was CeeDee Lamb having a couple of drops. I suspect they'll be able to figure that out. This feels pretty clear.
It's crazy to me that I don't know really how to quantify this, but it's almost like certain teams just are dumpster fires as an organization, and it almost doesn't matter who you bring in.
Yes.
Because I think the idea was, on paper, the Giants are a quarterback away from being great. That suddenly they're bringing Russell Wilson and they're an 11-win team. It's like there's bigger problems. I don't know how to quantify it, but like, they looked like garbage against the Commanders last week, and they're going to travel to Jerryland and look like garbage again this week, I think. I mean, they'll put up more points than 6 than they did last week, but man, the Cowboys are a good team that was in a very bad setup in week 1.
100%.
Yep. Moving on, it's actually
we
fitting.
Can probably move on to what will be a much more entertaining game, I think.
I would think so.
I guess
I
we'll
think
see.
it's
I don't know. We'll see what you... Yeah.
We'll see. Well, yeah, so I think it's interesting. You actually got the NFC East game, and I get the NFC North game. But regardless, Chicago is traveling to Detroit to face the Lions. The Lions are favored by 5.5 points at home, and the over-under is 46.5. And I'm taking the Bears in an upset in this game, and I don't know how I necessarily feel about this, but week one vibes only are going into this. That Bears team put it together for 2.5 quarters, and then they decided to, I don't know, play conservative or something like that. But we saw flashes from the Ben Johnson Bears, and I think that we'll see that again. Meanwhile, I'm concerned about the Ben Johnson-less Detroit Lions after week 1 at Lambeau Field. So I don't necessarily love taking an upset, but it's these division games and this division chaos. So I don't know if I said this, but I've got the Bears 24-23. Kurtis has the Lions 23-20. We both got a pretty close game here. Both of us, however, are going to be an official play on the Bears to cover a 5.5 point spread.
Yeah, I flirted with trying to pick the Bears here, pretty much for the exact reasons you said. I just could not bring myself to do it. When I watched the, I had Red Zone on, but when they were showing the game, it was Monday night was the Bears game, but I don't know, like, during that stretch when Williams was like 10 for 10 or 10 for 11, whatever it was, like, it looked good. Like, I heard this, like, I couldn't put my finger on what felt weird, but I heard this on The Athletic. They were saying, like, he was technically, very accurate, whatever, high completion percentage, but it looked bad in some weird way. Like, I can't explain why. The taking off and running, beautiful, but he still just felt a little skittish in the pocket. He was just able to actually find outlets in the midst of that chaos, and I don't know if that will continue this week, especially against a team that may have some insight into the offensive scheme that they might be running. I don't know, and I will also for sure be giving Dan Campbell the benefit of the doubt until further notice that they will be able to figure this out as a Lions team that is pretty solid. Like, that's a top 3, top 5 roster in the NFL pretty comfortably. So I couldn't pull the trigger on the Bears.
I totally get that. I'll just say too, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Who knows who better? Because while
Yeah.
Ben Johnson remembers the Lions, so too does Dan Campbell remember Ben Johnson. So, I mean, we'll obviously see what happens here. We're on the same side here. We think that this is going to be a close game, a closer game maybe than Vegas does. I don't think that Detroit deserves to be favored by more than a field goal in this game. Is basically the bottom line.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's see. We've got the Seahawks and the traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Steelers favored by 3, over under 40.5, and we both have the Steelers winning 24-20 for myself, 27-23 for Ren. I'm gonna be honest. I struggled quite a bit with this game. I could easily flip flop these scores, and I don't know who these teams are, to be quite frank. Like, I don't know if I trust that Aaron Rodgers is a consistent, I'm going to throw for 230 and 4 kind of quarterback. Like, that doesn't feel real. The Seahawks, they put up a fight against the Niners, like, ish. I don't know. I think maybe this is more of a I don't really know what I think I know about the Steelers as opposed to the Seahawks. Like, was that a flash in the pan, or are they going to turn into a pumpkin? And this is a trap game that I don't fucking know. I can't tell.
This was a really
yeah.
Coin flip goes to the home team. I think coin flip goes to the home team on this one. I was starting out this season at the beginning of the year. I was low on both of these teams, and I think that's what makes this game that much more challenging to pick. Do we believe in Pittsburgh after surviving a game against the Jets, or do we believe in Seattle after being close and one possession away from knocking off the 49ers? I don't really know.
But that survival game. That survival game was a 4-touchdown game. Like that. If I'm trying to survive, that's how I'm trying to do it. Like, at least look respectable while I'm surviving.
They showed way more. The Steelers showed way more. I mean, both of them flirted with a loss. One of them actually lost. I still like the Steelers to implode at some point when Aaron Rodgers turns into the bitch that he is. But this could be another win for them. Guess we'll have to see.
I mean, it's crazy though, because the Seahawks lost on a last drive, like on a 2-minute drill, like to the Niners, and this was pre-injuries. Or I guess Kittle went out, halfway through the game or whatever. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
Man, I know we already talked about Week 1, but let me just say there were so many good games and so many close games. There were so few blowouts. That was honestly what made Week 1. Now, speaking of blowouts, though, there were only a few of them, or only a couple of them, really. One of them was by the Indianapolis Colts, who are hosting Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos in Week 2. And the Colts are underdogs by 2.5 points at home against the Denver Broncos. The over-under is 42.5. And I'm not surprised by this. You're favoring Goat Jones 18-17. I don't know where 18 comes from. Is there like a safety in there? Anyway, don't answer that question. I've got the Broncos winning 23-17. I can't. I need another game. I need another game with the Colts. They were honoring somebody in that game. The Dolphins might be that bad. We don't know after 1 week. But I'm high on the Broncos this year. This is a trap for them, but I believe that they're the better team still. And until Daniel Jones proves to me that he's actually a good quarterback, which I said it already, and I'll reiterate, he could do in this game. He hasn't done it yet. I'm taking the Broncos in a Sean Payton offense. Or a Sean Payton team.
Six field goals.
Oh, no. Stop. Stop it. Oh, I hate that you said that. That's so much worse. Not like a 2-point. None of this 2-point conversion shit. Just 6 field. They win the game without scoring a touchdown against Sean Payton. Okay.
Yeah. Moving on, Carolina travels to Arizona.
That's it. That's perfect. Leave it there. That's perfect.
to take on the Cardinals. Cardinals favored by 6.5, 44.5 point over under. We both have the Cardinals winning. You have a nice little shootout here, 31-27. I've got the Cardinals winning 23-17. Where are you? Where are you getting all these points from the Panthers?
I didn't see a ton of. Well, they allowed Spencer Rattler to have a chance to win the game. The Cardinals defense did, and I also think that after Week 1, Bryce Young and the Panthers will be encouraged to try to prove that they're the team that everybody thought they were coming into the season. I think they're going to put forth a pretty good effort in this game. Plus, you're playing in a dome, none of those conditions or anything like that. I see this as a game where Carolina's going to show up because they really don't want to start 0-2 after all the preseason hype. And the Cardinals are, I think, better than the team that almost blew one to Spencer Rattler. So that's where I got the points coming from. But I mean, we still see the same game here. I know we're not really betting points anymore because that was a trap for us. Right. But yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess I generally agree. I just maybe my belief in both of these offenses, to be frank, is not as strong as yours. But yeah, I mean, generally I agree. The Cardinals should win this game. But I guess we'll see. Interesting thought. 2 short quarterbacks going at it.
Interesting. I didn't put that together. There's a lot of firepower on the teams, and the quarterbacks have a little spark in their game, and I expect it to be exciting. I think the Cardinals are the better team, though. I would move on to the next game. I will not, under any circumstances, take this one away from you. And I want the next one after that anyways.
Philly traveling to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Philly favored by 1.5. Over under 46.5. We both have the Chiefs winning. Or the Eagles winning, excuse me. You have a close game, 27-24. This is about to be a blowout, bro. 31-20. And that's going to be a not competitive 31-20. That last touchdown came in garbage time. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be a disrespectful 31-20.
I don't agree with that because no matter how many injuries you have on the Chiefs team, Mahomes has a foul taste in his mouth from that Super Bowl. He will put the team on his back to the extent possible. He will lose because he can't do it all himself. But the Chiefs are getting up for
the extent possible is 20 points. The extent possible is 20 points.
Don't kid yourself that when they brought out the schedule in May, that the entire Kansas City Chiefs team and organization did not circle this game. They also don't want to start 0-2. They also don't want to start 0-2.
What is better motivation than the Super Bowl?
Losing the Super Bowl?
Absolutely mollywopped. No, playing in the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
You would think they would have showed up to that one. Stop.
They got blown out.
Oh my god.
They got blown out.
This is gonna be a mollywhopping. They ain't got no run game.
Not at Arrowhead.
They got good, not great receivers. The Eagles have great, maybe really great quarterbacks. Or we'll call them good, maybe great. I'll try and be unbiased here. And we got Goat Hurts. AJ Brown's going for like 173 yards this week for sure. Every time he has one of these, I'm sorry I didn't target you games. The next week he always blows up. Like it's, go ahead and take that check to the bank. Like 173 yards, 2 touchdowns from AJ Brown.
There's a part of me, as the dynasty team that I have, that hopes that the Eagles crush the Chiefs in this game. I just think that this is the game that they've circled. They're going to get up. They're going to get up for this game. It's still a tough place to play, and Taylor Swift's going to be there, so Kelsey's going. and Kelsey's gonna have more than 2 catches or whatever.
Kelsey is taking out his own receivers.
He took out Xavier Worthy. You're not wrong.
Like this man is out here not even running the right routes. What are we talking about right now, bro? It's gonna be a shellacking. It's gonna be a uh-oh.
I can't.
It's gonna be an uh-oh. That's what all sports announcers on Monday morning are gonna be saying about the Chiefs. Uh-oh.
They will, but it's because they lose in any capacity, not because they get blown out. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Next game, we got 3 to go here. The Atlanta Falcons are traveling. This is Sunday Night Football, by the way, because there's a doubleheader on Monday night. Sunday Night Football.
That's true.
Back-to-back primetime games with Vikings. Who ordered this? I don't know. Atlanta Falcons are traveling to Minneapolis to face J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are favored by 4.5 points at home, and the over-under is 44.5. And we both have the Vikings putting up 27 points. I gave the Falcons 20. Kurtis gave the Falcons 17. No matter what, we're on the Vikings here. Have we seen enough from J.J. McCarthy to be doing this? And keep in mind, Michael Penix and the Falcons deserved to tie that game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I don't know if we're making a mistake here. Belief is a very dangerous thing, as I told you all too recently. But if J.J. McCarthy looks like he did in the second half against the Bears, we will be a tough team to beat. And I hate saying that because it hurts. It hurts to say that and know that there's expectation there, but I just don't think Sam Darnold brought us to 14 wins last year. J.J. McCarthy is expected to be better than Sam Darnold.
I might push back on that a little bit. But I would maybe also just with respect to this game, you also never even touched on, you got Goat Flores calling the defense, bro.
Oh.
As long as you got Goat Flores, everything's going to be okay. I think Michael Penix might have a rough day.
We turned Caleb Williams back into that pumpkin in the third that he turned into in the second half.
Yeah.
Brian Flores made some adjustments.
Little bit of second half adjustments. Just chef's kiss. Just beautiful. And Drake London's got himself a shoulder, so Michael Penix is now down to Kyle Pitts, and I'm not sure. Well, I think London will play, but I can't imagine he'll be at 100%. That might be a long day for the Falcons. I think this is probably a pretty comfortable win by the Vikings today. And yeah, if McCarthy can settle in and get comfortable back there, Addison coming back in a couple weeks, it might be something scary happening in Minnesota. I don't know.
Love to hear it. Yeah, you said Drake London has a shoulder, but I've heard he has 2 actually. But anyway, we can move on.
There we go.
Sorry, but there we go. I had to do it.
Yeah, that's the one.
2 to go.
Yep. We have Tampa Bay traveling to Houston, take on the Texans. Texans favored by 2.5, over under 42.5. We both have the Texans winning. I've got the game 28-17. You've got Texas 27-20. What the heck just happened? Hey, bro, you got to explain yourself. What just happened, bro?
No, let me tell you what just happened. I thought I made a mistake here. I actually flip-flopped this game, and I forgot that I flip-flopped this game at the last minute. I thought I was devastated that you didn't have the Bucks winning the game. But I actually think they'll bounce back, and the Bucks kind of cheated one there, and they got this is a back-to-back road game.
Yeah.
So it is going to be tough for them. That's what ended up making.
We didn't talk about that Falcons game. Yeah, we didn't talk about that Falcons game, but
they pulled the rabbit out of the hat on that. They did not deserve to win that game.
Yeah.
I like the Bucks. I like the Bucks this year.
I agree.
I like the Bucks this year in general. I don't know if I like them in this spot at this exact time, at this exact place against the Texans, who are going to want to bounce back after putting up a dud against the Rams. So.
Yeah. similar to how I think AJ Brown's about to have a big week. This feels like a Nico Collins get right game. And then similarly, I also that Texans defense that's different than the Falcons defense. That's a different beast. Yeah, in the Texans we trust on that one for sure.
Yeah, and we actually get a game. We actually get another game here that we agree on. So last week it was weird. The games were started out hot early, and then we didn't agree here. So yeah, I'll take the Texans -2.5. It's a little freaky to me, but we'll see. I'm going to try to hit a middle, by the way, on this game. So that's coming. That's coming, but I'll explain.
Yeah, please.
Last
for the
game.
Audience.
Go ahead. Yeah. Oh, right. Exactly. Yeah. No. I'll lay the 2.5. What I'm saying is, you wink, wink. I'll lay the 2.5 with Houston, but I'm going to take the Bucs in a teaser. That's coming on the Scholar segment here as we wrap things up. Last game, the late Monday night game, the Los Angeles Chargers, fresh off their dog walk of the Kansas City Chiefs, are traveling to Vegas to take on the Raiders. The Chargers are favored by 3.5 points on the road. Over-under is 46. And both of us are taking the Chargers to win this game. I am actually going to make it a close game because this is kind of a division game. I have a 24-20 victory for the Chargers. Kurtis has a 30-17 victory for the Chargers. I like what I saw from the Raiders in Week 1. I have no reason to expect that they're not a competent team. They're playing at home. I know it's not a great home field advantage because you're just down the street from LA, basically. But I like this to be a close division game. The Chargers, I think, were really intent on beating the Chiefs. I think this is a game they could easily look past. Still win, but easily look past in this game. So, but you have a bigger decimation here, so go ahead.
I think it's weird that you. This is the second division game that you've tried to write off as a look pass game. I think that's weird to assume for division rivals. First of all, second of all, is Brock Bowers playing? Do we know that? Third of all, well, going back to second, if that's not the case, then your pick is probably going to look pretty foolish. Thirdly, the Raiders just barely eked by a win to the New England Patriots, sir. The Chargers just dog-walked the Chiefs, as you just put it. How? Come on. Like, what are we talking about right now? Like, this is definitely a shellacking. For sure. Justin Herbert's off the leash, bro. You haven't heard the news? He's throwing for 5,000 this year.
I still picked him to win, man. I don't know. The Raiders only beat the Patriots, but on the other hand, they traveled all the way across the country and they beat a team that everybody expected to be good this year, and like kind of made a fool of them in Foxborough. To be honest with you, made a fool of Drake May. I know that Herbert is better than Drake May, but you're coming back home.
You know what I just realized?
What's up?
I'm doing it again.
What are you doing? Believing in Herbert?
I'm getting confident about the Chargers and Herbert. I'm believing. I'm doing that shit again.
You have done it so much. So much.
Why?
There's no reason to expect
that
this team. There's no reason to expect that this team shouldn't be good. And if you back them enough years in a row, something good's going to happen to you eventually. It might be a blind squirrel in a nut type of territory, but at the very least, like, there's no reason.
I apologize for my slander. It's not warranted. I apologize for my slander towards you with respect to this game because it is not warranted, sir. I think back to the for sure Justin Herbert to pass a touchdown happy hour boost that we received, sir, twice.
I will never forget that.
We received that boost twice, and neither time did we hit on that boost.
I will never forget it. A one passing touchdown. He's going to pass for a touchdown in this game, though. He's going to pass. I hope they give it out in this game because he's passing for a touchdown in this game. And I can't wait to max bet it and lose again.
Yeah, if they put out that happy hour, it's an automatic max bet for sure.
Yep.
So I
Absolutely.
think that brings us to the end of the games.
Absolutely. Brings
Shall
us to
we,
the end of the game. Let's do our alter ego segment first, and I just can't wait
Main
for
event?
I just can't wait for you to go ahead, man. I am disgusted
Oh.
looking at this, but what?
But you like it though. You like that though a little bit.
That is what the
I knew you were a
Oracle.
little freaky, Ren. I knew you were a little freaky. Let me
This is vintage Oracle, and from that standpoint, I like it. But why do you continue to be like this? Go on, sir.
The
There it
Oracle
is.
has a very simple 2-leg parlay this week. This is a dirty one. This one you're not going to feel clean. You're going to need to go take a shower after you place this kind of bet. You got Browns plus 12.5 is where the line is right now, and Saints money line. Saints to beat the Niners. Browns to cover 12.5 against the Ravens. You're going to look at that and feel just disgusted. Get that little stomach ache. But you know you want to place that bet. I've already placed that bet. The Oracle has placed that bet. And that motherfucker's going to land. I feel really good about that one.
You might
It
be
feels
taking that.
just disgusting enough to be a sure thing.
You might be taking that to the bank, sir.
That one, yeah. I was really because I was struck like a lot of these games. I don't even really know if I want to make like any kind of crazy parlays this week. I feel everything kind of sort of makes sense where the lines are placed right now. These are the two games that stuck out to me, so I just had to a nice little something to get me on to week 3. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. If I were the Oracle, so to your point earlier about how I'm picking some wild shit, and then it's all about the whole, oh well, I shouldn't be the one picking these crazy upsets and stuff like that. If I were you in your shoes, in your sort of archetype, I'd be taking the Titans money line right now. But I'm not, because I'm not stupid. In fact, I am educated with a PhD, and I am the scholar.
Okay.
The scholar has a 3-leg parlay that has already been placed. We've got the Patriots plus 7.5 against the Dolphins, who couldn't look competent against Daniel Jones. We've got the Chiefs plus 7.5 because they are going to get up for the Super Bowl revenge game, and they are going to keep that game close at home. There's no explanation required. They're just going to keep it close. I don't care who's injured. And then we've got the Bucs up to plus 8.5 because they're, in my opinion, a better team than the Houston Texans. It's a better spot for Houston, but this is going to be a close game. Could be pretty exciting, to be honest with you. So we're putting all those 3 teams together, and we're taking it to the bank. You heard it here first, folks.
I could get on board with that. I will probably maintain that the Chiefs might be the leg that blows that for you, but otherwise, I don't think I can argue with that.
I would counter and say you're biased as an Eagles fan.
I might be, but non-Eagles fans also watch the Eagles wipe the floor with the Chiefs in front of, like that happened in front of a really large population.
Planet
or percentage
Earth.
of the population.
Planet
Yeah.
Earth.
Like it was bad, bro. Like, and those teams are pretty similar. At least one of them, the Super Bowl champs, is a pretty similar team. The other one is kind of working through some things right now. So like, I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
You know how embarrassing. Picture in your mind how embarrassing that was for the Chiefs. You know who remembers that? The Chiefs. That's why they're going to keep it close.
Oh, okay. So we're just willing ourselves to victory with hopes and dreams. You know what I'm saying? Well wishes. So I'm guessing all the NFL teams just got a Make-A-Wish kid, in the front office with them that bestows their I want to wish powers on the team, and that's how they get to 11, 12, 13 wins. Come on, dog.
They're not getting to 13 wins this year. They're losing this game, absolutely. But it's going to be a close game, and it might be fun. It's not going to be as fun as Bills Ravens, but it's going to be fun. So you heard it here first. Again, I'm educated. So with that, a little conceited apparently too. With that, good luck to all of you this week. Better luck to us. And for our next trick, make sure you tune in next week for our show where we recap the action and dive into week 3 as well. For Kurtis Pinkney, I'm Ren Smith. Thank you all for being a part of Football Clowns Anonymous, and we hope to see you again at our circus sometime soon.
Peace.